Well, now here it is, the second version of Life in Lockdown, and I'd like to welcome someone who you may know already, and if you don't, I'm just going to introduce him. His name is Nathan King. He's a renegade fighter. Sorry, man. I know, you're like, I bet you've never ever heard that introduction before.
Never. I brought it upon myself.
Oh, you did.
Writing
Such a good song. I love that song.
Cool.
And he is, tell us a little bit about what's happening with you right now. You're in lockdown, but where are you?
Yeah, I'm in Auckland, pretty central. I'm at home with my wife and 3 kids. I've got 3 cats as well, and a dog, and there are 2 rabbits that randomly arrived on our property about a month ago, and we took them in, and now we have 2 rabbits.
Well, that's just selfish. I'm just gonna say. No rabbits arrived on my property.
Yeah.
No, and I'm a very friendly person, so I feel cheated.
Yeah.
So they just showed up. So they're or maybe have you just basically taken on someone else's pets?
Yeah, we're wondering because someone probably just let them go, but they arrived. They were in our house. We saved them from the cats. One of the cats even had one of the rabbits, in its jaws, but we managed to get it free, and which was great. And then we thought, hang on, what are we going to do with these things? We went to a couple of vets, and said, hey, has anyone reported missing rabbits or anything? No. And we waited, and we bought a hutch to keep them in, and they're just part of the family now.
And now they're part of your extended family now.
Yeah.
Being
so
in your
Oreo
lockdown.
and Spen. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. And your children must love that anyhow.
Oh man, my daughter randomly had been super desperate to get a rabbit anyway, so now she's got 2. So, but the problem is,
are you sure though? Does she have access to the internet? Because she could have just organised that.
Yeah. I don't think she would have done it where they had to be saved from the jaws of death, though. I think she would have. Yeah. So, but the random part
that plucked at your heartstrings, that made Dad go, look, we're taking you guys in.
Yeah, we had to. But the
That's
tricky
cunning.
part is, but there's a boy and a girl, right? And they're just getting to that age where they're going to start like breeding, and I need to get them to the vet, but I don't know if they're going to be that interested in neutering whatever you call it, a rabbit at this time. I think maybe they'll be wanting to just do more important stuff. I don't know. Would it be deemed essential to get a rabbit sorted?
If I guess I'm not sure. Shall I Google that for you right now?
I'll ring the vet. Yeah,
ring the vet, because you could have a very interesting new life if that happens. Because lockdown is quite some time still. I did not know where this conversation was going, but it sounds like you've actually got some sort of breeding situation going on at your house. This could be like
we've got our hands full.
Nathan's hutcheries.
It's got a ring to it. Yeah, I like that.
I forgot to actually say how I know you as well. Sorry, Nathan, because we've done so many gigs together and so many shows together. You with your band Z, obviously, and also you solo as well, and me with my band Stella. So I mean, we've known each other for quite some time. Yeah,
it goes way back. I actually pulled out some old VHS tapes and got access to a thing to be able to put them, like digitize them. And I found this incredible footage of us, because the first time we toured together was, we were both opening for the Feelers back in, it was probably 99, something like that, 98, 99. And they were doing their big tour around, and we were opening for you and you were opening for them. And it was amazing.
Are you sure it was not a Feelers Stella double bill? I'm just selfish with that. No, I'm sorry, I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
No, that would have been fun. I know there's footage, there's great random weird stuff from backstage and things that Andrew's catalogued and everything, which is really fun to look at,
Yeah.
But
it is.
But you're still doing music, and you actually reached out asking, and this is how I sort of thought, I'll ask Nathan if he wants to be part of this. You were asking people to help you with what? With a musical project.
Well,
a lockdown project.
Yeah. So we got locked down, and basically I realized I'm going to have a bunch of time on my hands, and I got a few opportunities over the first few days to just tinker around in the studio. And I didn't really have a plan, but I started writing a song. And I think for me, songwriting is definitely one of those things that I do when I need to some degree. And it can be quite cathartic and quite a helpful kind of thing to do. And it just felt so strange in the first few days being locked down. And this song started kind of coming out, and I was like, oh, this is okay. I quite like this. And I thought, oh, I'll set a little challenge to myself to write a song, record it, just do all the instruments myself, and then I'll even make my own little music video, because I was like, well, I can't work with people to do this. I have to do this on my own. And so I thought I could just cruise around some streets, you know, like on my run or on my bike or whatever, and just while I'm having my exercise, I could film something. You know, I think that's legal. And
yeah. You're not allowed to sweat over people, and you need to keep your distance still. So please adhere to those rules, sir.
Absolutely. But then I went, hang on a minute, I could get people to contribute footage to this video that I'm making for the song. And so I was just reaching out to a whole bunch of folk, and you kindly agreed to help out too, which is awesome. But yeah, it's sort of turning into a bigger thing than I realized it was going to, because yeah, there's all sorts of people involved with sending in footage, and it's been going crazy. It's awesome.
Oh, that's great. Good on you. So are you going to be editing this footage yourself?
I was initially, that was my plan, but it's starting to become a little bit overwhelming. And my wife's like, hey, you need to look after the kids as well, you know. So
yeah, you're going to need help with this. It's going to be huge. Yeah, a lot of footage to get through.
Yeah, video. I'm not a video editor at all. So I thought I'll see if I can collar a buddy who is, and he's agreed to help me out. So that's amazing.
Good idea. Good idea. You've got to, you know, get some help so you can help out at home.
Yeah, but it has been good, just the idea of having a project, having a goal, having something to kind of keep, in a way, keep your mind occupied a little bit off the fact that we're kind of hamstrung at the moment in terms of what we'd normally do. It's super tough.
Yeah, it is. It's a real adjustment for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's good. I mean, being creative is a great way to you know, keep your sanity. And I think a lot of at the moment, I was just speaking with a friend of mine before, and you know, families are connecting. Well, they have no choice at the moment. They're connecting, but they're, you know, on a deeper level than perhaps what they may normally have, because their daily routines have been interfered with, and now they're, you know, trying to, you know, come to grips with this new situation. So it's a different thing. You're like, it's great. I mean, you're working on this project, but also.
Sorry, you just like dropped out for a bit.
Oh no, I think it's like the sorry about that. It's probably the connection, maybe. Everyone, get off.
Yeah, get off line.
Come
Let
on.
us do this thing. Yeah,
we need to do this. Another few minutes. Come on now. You. I mean, you're at home with your family and your breeding society of cats. Oh, sorry, breeding society of rabbits.
Yeah.
And you've been watching some interesting things on Netflix. Actually, can you tell me what would you recommend?
Yeah. Well, I some of it's been a bit more kind of thinky stuff, but I really enjoyed watching and getting a bit of an insight into Bill Gates and his brain. It's called Inside Bill's Brain, which I've found amazing. I know he's like, you know, one of the richest people in the world, and his life is vastly different to my own, but I still found a lot of inspiration in his way of approaching life. It was just amazing. So that's been really, really good. And then we've also needed like some serious lighthearted relief, because it's, you know, it's a serious time. And so we've been hitting up Jim Gaffigan on Netflix. He's got a couple of specials which they're just outrageously funny. He's such a genius. I love him. He's pretty clean, which is a little bit different to a lot of stand-up, but man, he still pulls a lot of funny stuff out of I don't know where. He's great. Really, really great.
Brilliant. I'll have to, I'm writing this down.
Yeah, definitely check out Jim Gaffigan. And then if you want something like moving and amazing, if you haven't seen it, there's a movie called Lion, which is on Netflix now, and man, it was brutal, like heart-wrenching stuff, but incredible movie.
I have seen that, and it was that near the end of it, when it's when the realization of things happening, it's so sad and so uplifting at the same time. Wonderful.
Yeah, it is. It's an amazing movie. So yeah, those have been really cool. And then I love just watching some of the interviews with my next guest needs no introduction. So David Letterman interviews are just amazing as well. Just so cool to get an insight into some of the people he knows and their lives. It's great.
I always enjoyed Letterman. I always enjoyed his interviews because they could just go off on such odd tangents.
Totally.
And you'd be, oh, this could just be a disaster. But he was a great host. You know?
Yeah, he was the first late night host that I was ever introduced to. I think I was about 10 years old, and my buddy was really into him, and his parents were American, and they loved him, and that was when I first got exposed to his stuff. And just that mix of serious but funny, but intellectual but ridiculous. It's fantastic.
Those looks he would give. Those looks.
Right.
That's brilliant. Oh, I'm gonna have to practice. I'll practice it.
Yeah. There you go. You got it.
I don't know if it's working. Is it working?
It's working. If I look into your eyes.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I've asked, besides your wedding ring,
do
you have a piece of jewellery? Oh yes, nice, good. Or a family heirloom that has meaning for you?
I grew up with a pretty conservative Christian faith, and I'm probably not subscribing to quite the conservative view these days, but I still have a faith. And the ridiculous thing is, like, this is a whole nother conversation, but the idea of faith in God, and then even attempting to understand who or what God is beyond
it's very oh yeah, and it's a very personal thing as well, and it's a very
exactly
ever-changing thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I do feel like it's a journey, and so I don't know where it came from. I literally found this little crucifix, but it's just made of bone, I think.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But what do you mean you found it? Did that come with the rabbits?
Yeah, that's another thing that it literally, I have this little, it's called my treasure drawer, which is what my mum called it when I was a kid, and I still have one. It's like next to my sock drawer.
Is it the same drawer?
Yeah, it was in my sock drawer, like next to my sock drawer and my treasure drawer. It was just in there one day, and I was like, Rach, is this yours? And the kids, no one knew anything about it. And so I was like, it's a gift from the universe.
Oh,
I'll take
wow.
it. So yeah,
that's cool. A beautiful and slightly disturbing story.
I don't know where. Yeah, it is.
It's like, who has been in your treasure/sock drawer? But that is really beautiful, though.
Yeah, it's just super simple.
So how long have you been wearing this for, though? Because it's
years. I don't know, at least a decade. Since it arrived. I couldn't tell you when it arrived. And then the other one, just super sad, but prior to that I was wearing this.
That's
my most. Okay. I loved this so much. This pounamu was absolutely special to me. We'd been given one each when we performed in Rotorua one time, and with the band, and we'd had a pōwhiri and a proper welcome onto a marae, the marae down there, and I got that, and it's a really nice piece. You probably can't tell from
it's beautiful. No, I can tell. It's got
super
beautiful,
translucent and
it's beautiful, but very fine as well. So
it's very fine.
So and a knock in the wrong place.
I know. I took it off foolishly to go swimming one time because it would kind of fly up into my face. But and it was in my bag. I pulled it out when I was trying to grab my car keys, and it got hooked up and smashed on the concrete. And I'm not letting go of it though.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't like that story.
No, it's sad.
It's a very sad one, but it's lovely that we still have it.
Yeah, no, it's
you are a musician, and musicians have a great deal of different influences. But one of the questions I've asked you is, if for your stay list, which
Yeah.
we shall embed in this interview and upload on Spotify. I've asked if you could live in any decade, when would it be, why, and what are your top 5 songs?
Yeah. So for me, I think the most exciting time to have lived musically would have been the 60s. I just think the revolution that happened then was unprecedented. Like nothing had ever happened before like it, and ever happened probably since. The world changed so radically because of it. And so many good songs came out during that period. And I mean, I wasn't alive for it, but I would love to have experienced it, especially I think London, probably, if anywhere. It just, I mean, obviously there was the Beatles,
but there
was just so many other big bands.
I'm going to be incredibly rude and interrupt you.
Yeah.
And I think you would make a wonderful Cliff Richard.
Oh, well, thank you. That is so funny. Okay, random fact. He only eats 1 meal a day. I'm not a huge fan of Cliff Richard, to be fair. I think he's an amazing and wonderful person, but I don't listen to a lot of his music. However, I do know randomly that he only eats 1 meal a day, and he's super fit, and everyone just is always raved about his apparently his lifestyle. He's like clean lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. But he swears by that. And I, in the last sort of 18 months, have cut back my eating to just a shorter window. Like, so instead of eating first thing in the morning and right through the day until last thing at night, I now kind of wait till about 1 p.m. and I might have a snack or something. Sometimes I have a proper lunch, but then I'll have dinner and then I stop eating again. And you know what? Since then, I've not had a single head cold or flu or anything. And I've been trying for a long time to get my immune system a lot stronger, because I would chronically get at least 3 major head colds a year. And as a singer and a performer, that is a nightmare, right? And I did this, and honestly, it changed everything.
Wait,
and
well, but hang on, let me just pick your brains here. Is it because of what you're choosing to eat as your largest meal of the day, your chosen meal? I mean, that, or you're just cutting out all the snacky, maybe things that aren't so good for your system?
I think the theory is that in leaving a big chunk of time, so say, I don't know, 15 hours a day of not eating, apparently, I'm no expert here, but it lets your immune system actually kick in a lot stronger. So when you're eating constantly, you're constantly digesting, and that will use up a whole lot of energy. It diverts, your body has to basically divert energy to digestion, and it can't work on your immune system. But in theory, if you're not digesting for a long period of time, your immune system can get repaired and your body can regenerate a lot better. And I was like, I'm going to give this a go, because I hate getting sick all the time, and it bloody well worked.
May I ask you though, how long have you been doing this for? Because it's I mean, how long have you been
it's been about 18 months.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
It's been about 18 months.
That's a big chunk of time for you to notice a difference.
Yeah, totally. I got through last winter and didn't get sick, and I was like, that is the first time in my life that's ever happened. So I was
Are you sure it's not because your children are now old enough not to because I know that with friends of mine who have small children, there's always lurgies going around.
I don't think so. I mean, it suddenly, it was 1 year that boom, it happened, and my kids are still like, oh, they are bug magnets, man. Like, they are just snotty, disgusting humans, like, honestly.
They'll be so thrilled that you talk about them in such loving terms.
Totally. If you want, I could take you on a little tour, and we could meet the family. I thought that would be nice.
Oh, cute. Go on then.
All right, okay. So we're in my little studio. So
make sure everyone has clothes on this time, though, okay?
I can't guarantee that, okay? But anyway, this is my little studio. This is where I'm recording the song and stuff. So that's simple enough. That's cool. And then if I'll head downstairs, and we won't talk to the naked guy. I know he's still naked, so let's just skip that guy.
Naked guy, okay. I'm quite interested in the naked guy, though, just saying, but no, never mind. No.
This is Arlo. Arlo's on a laptop at the moment.
Hi.
And what are you doing?
How are you?
Are you watching some YouTube?
Marble races.
Okay, right on. And here's Ruby. This is my daughter.
Hi, Ruby. I'm Bo.
This is Bo.
Hi.
And
Is that Chico? Is that
Yep.
Chico?
Yeah, He's our fluffy, crazy dog. He's pretty cool. And then through to the living room. We're pretty lucky. We've got this nice outside kind of thing. We can open some doors, and we've got a nice little courtyardy area, which is really sunny and happy. That's awesome. And then
hello.
Hi. This is my wife.
Nice to see you.
You guys.
Sorry, we're intruding. We're intruding into your home now.
And hey, just want to say, Rach is a big Runga fan.
I am. Nate gave me these for our 10th wedding anniversary 8 years ago.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! And you're wearing them today. That's amazing.
I
haven't seen those guys for a long time.
They
look great.
You're my favourite still.
It's pretty cool, eh? So she's got about 6 pieces of yours, I think. So.
Oh wow!
That's amazing. And then I just want to. Hey Ruby, can you just show? We've been getting creative. Okay, so Arlo, follow me. Arlo's amazing. He got me to get him a whole bunch of cardboard before the lockdown happened, and he has made his own gigantic Titanic. So
he made
you can
a
see
Titanic.
That, yeah,
why
all
am I
by
not
himself.
interviewing Arlo?
I know.
He helped.
Arlo?
Yeah.
Oh, I did a little bit on the top, the funnels. Yeah, that's
And
right.
he did help.
Yeah, but what an amazing thing he's made.
I also put locked doors on it.
Yeah, he's got a padlock to the doors even.
For privacy.
Yes,
privacy. That's amazing.
And then this is the thing that, of all the things, this is the most amazing. I did not help with this.
Not as amazing as
my kids grabbed a rope they had. They found an old pulley.
that can hold 1,000 kgs.
Yes, 1,000 kilograms, so we're safe. And without my help, they hooked it all up to a tree, and they've made their own flying fox, which I think is amazing.
What?
So this is my daughter.
Not as cool as the Titanic.
Please. Oh, health and safety.
Come on. It's going to be sweet. Here we go. See that? How cool is it?
Okay, that is very impressive.
They
did it. Did they? You say that they did that themselves? Did they not ask whether they could?
They didn't ask. They just went ahead. And when I came out, I was
all
like,
of a sudden you wake up. There's some sort of flying fox in your backyard.
Yeah, it was insane. And I checked the knots. They'd done great knots. Everything was safe. I was like, you guys rule. So it was pretty.
You might wanna move that ladder.
Maybe. That could be a good plan.
Yeah, just in case there's a little bit more force going down there and a little bit more body weight going down the end there with a little bit more swing. Just saying, as a bystander.
Thanks,
but that's impressive.
Yeah. Cool.
Well done.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked. I was very proud of them. Yeah, so it's good.
I think you've got very creative children, and they must get it from you guys. So, I also asked. I mean, are they into singing? Your kids?
Sorry?
Are they into singing? Do they like singing? Performing?
Man, they've all got lovely voices, but both my boys, man, anytime I try to sing, they just are always telling me to be quiet. And then when I hear them sing and I comment on it, I'll be like, that's beautiful. They will be like, shut up, Dad, leave me alone. You know, they're really self-conscious. So they're at a point where they don't want to really publicly do anything like that. But I'll tell you what, my daughter, on the other hand, she's amazing. So classic. Each Christmas, she goes down in Newmarket, goes down and sings Christmas carols on the street, just a cappella, and puts a hat out and dresses up like a elf. And we have nothing to do with this. She's just up for it. And she makes, she'll only do it for an hour a day. She'll make $300 in an hour.
What?
Insane.
What? Is that how you can live at such a sweet pad?
Yeah. Basically, she's financing our living situation. It's so good. I wish you could do it every day.
That's amazing.
It's really amazing.
But I mean, so you just drop her off and say, hey, don't come back until you've made at least, I don't know, 220.
Come back with at least $200. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, we just hang around and kind of watch from a distance, and sometimes the grandparents watch instead, and just so that she's safe and stuff. But it's so good.
Nice.
It's super cool.
Oh, I love that. That's a great thing to do. How funny.
Totally.
Your own. I need to ask you. I'm going to ask everyone.
Okay.
Karaoke. Your karaoke song, your choice, what you choose
My
to
go-to.
sing. Yes.
My go-to is Angels by Robbie Williams. That's a goodie.
That is a goodie. It's very rousing.
Yeah. Everyone joins in on that chorus, man.
I bet.
Like, yeah, absolutely.
Especially with the way that the chorus goes up and up and up and up. And I was like,
oh,
so it's good. Like, give us a rendition, a very quickly into the chorus. Oh, sorry.
Oh, she offers me protection.
Oh my goodness.
Love and affection. Whether I'm right or wrong. And on it goes. It's just,
you would just bring the house down.
It's a good time. Move over, Robbie. Come on.
It's too good.
Right.
Now, up on your playlist, or the stay list that we're going to put up, where I did ask this to Beck as well the other day, and I said, would you like to put one of your songs on your Beck? She went, no thanks. But you have said yes. And so can you tell me a little bit about the song that you've got on there of yours?
Yeah, so my song, Never Too Late, this probably holds the most meaning for me. I'd been living in London with my wife, and we'd been over there a little while, and I'd been shopping my first solo record around, and we'd had some amazing, made some amazing inroads. Probably the point where I thought, man, this is something cool is going to happen here, was when I held a showcase gig and a bunch of record people came along, and some management companies and Ignition Management came along to check me out, and they signed me up. And Ignition Management were the same company that managed Oasis, and this is 12 years ago now, but or 15 years ago, and so Oasis was still a big deal back then. And I mean, they're still a big deal now, but they were even bigger back then. And so I just was kind of like pinching myself, going, oh my goodness, I've got Oasis's management company and I've got a record to release, and oh wow, but they said, look, we just think you need one or two more songs on there to really beef the album up and really, give it that extra something. So I set about writing a tune, and Never Too Late came out of that. And I don't know, it just kind of had it's kind of like a bittersweet song. It's got a sense of hope in it, but at the same time, admitting things aren't necessarily always perfect. So I think it's nicely balanced, and it just reminds me of a pretty special time in my life.
No, I love that. I love the meaning behind stories, especially if you've chosen that one to represent you like that. That's brilliant.
Yeah,
that's cool. Thank you.
Mm.
And Nathan, thank you for your time. I loved meeting your family, and I love how creative everyone's being under lockdown.
Fantastic.
I'm sorry, that Titanic
stole the show, damn it.
Samsung. Amazing.
Oh, true. Oh my goodness.
That's brilliant. And thank you so much for agreeing to do this on such short notice. But it's been a pleasure talking with you.
You're so welcome.
And I need some guidelines for the video footage that you want me to send you.
Yeah, so basically, I'm just wanting to capture people's life in their bubble, because it's all different for everyone. I mean, obviously a lot of it's home-based, but if there's anywhere that you spot that you think, man, that's poignant, or that sort of shows a time and place, or it might just be, having to work from home, or it might be whatever it might be. Is it may I ask, is it a ballad, or is it something, what kind of BPM is this? It is more of a ballad. It is a slower song, but it builds, and by the end it kind of has a sense of hope to it, and the lyrics also kind of start out in a more hopeless place, or a more of a place of oh my goodness, to by the end of the song we're kind of we're looking forward to the future, that there's a hope and a bit of brightness at the end of the tunnel. So
yeah, we need that. But and if people want to take part in your, or maybe submit something to you,
that would be amazing.
Where can they go to do that? Where can they send things to you?
Basically, any way that you can get footage to me is fine, via email. So I've got a Gmail set up. It's called The Space Between 19, and it's @gmail.com. So
is that 19 the numeral 19?
19, yes. Yeah. So like COVID-19, but
Yes, I get it. Just checking for people.
Yeah, no, very cool. So The Space Between 19 @gmail.com, and you could use WeTransfer, or you could use Google Drive, or whatever you want. I I'd love that.
Oh, great. So basically, if you'd like to be maybe be considered as part of Nathan King's new music videos, then you should do that.
Yeah. And this is purely like a lockdown video, lockdown song. It's just all been recorded in this room. So it's like, you know, not quite the usual standard of quality from a technical standpoint, but I think the result is still going to be great and people are still going to love it.
Yeah, it'd be great. I can't wait to see it and hear it.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm going to have to think about what I'm going to do for it. If I don't make the cut, I'm going to be so annoyed. I think
maybe your dogs could feature. No. They could. Your dogs could feature. They could be little stars.
Okay.
Well.
Good point. They're very photogenic. That's a good point.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
That was really fun. And best of luck with everything. And I'll talk to you soon.
That sounds awesome. Thank you, Bo.
Cheers. Bye.